Hello, folks. Welcome to Listen in 3D, episode number 44. I'm your boy Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool.
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrous Net.
And together we're both Team 3D, the host of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. If you like what you're seeing, just give this video a like, give our channel a like, share it around, and of course, comment. If you want to help us out one step further, click on that notification bell. That way, you know when all our videos go live. Got a lot of great content coming to you guys, and the only way to do that, just keep spreading the word. And our subscriber count keeps going up as well. So, definitely just help us out in terms of, just helping the show grow. We're doing a lot of good things, have a lot of good artists coming. So, um, yeah, your help is all we need. But otherwise, we're still having fun with it. So, anyway, for this album that we're about to review today and the artist, I have a question. Have you ever heard of them?
Yes, I've heard of them.
So you have heard of them. All right, that's good. When listening to this album, was it what you expected? Was it a lot better than you thought, or was it just like meh?
the 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 lyrical content was honestly underwhelming, but the beats were way better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, these guys were real pioneers when it came to production. So let's get into this album. What are we talking about today?
So today we'll be talking about EPMD's Strictly Business, their debut album. It was released June 7th, 1988. Today that we're recording this is June 7th, 2024, and it is the 36th anniversary. It was
What a
certified
coincidence.
gold. It peaked at number 1 on the R&B and hip hop album charts and number 80 on the Billboard Top 200. It had singles including Strictly Business, I'm Housing, You Gots to Chill, and It's My Thing. And they had music videos for Strictly Business and You Gots to Chill. And there were no guest appearances.
All right, thank you for that. So yeah, just so you guys know, folks, I know you're probably going to be watching it a month after we recorded this, and you're probably going to be like, "What the hell?" Like, yeah, just like I said before, I'll say it again. We put these albums on like a generator. There's one that pops out, and then we select the date on when we need to record. It just so happens that June 7th, 1988 was the date that this album came out, and June 7th, 2024 is the day we're recording it. So, um, I guess it kind of was a coincidence. So we could have did another album. Could have been any other month, a time of the year, month of the year that we're doing this, but yeah, we don't do this every day. Speaking of June 7th, I was scrolling through my Instagram earlier. Warren G's Regulate G Funk Era album also came out this day in 1994. So another great album that came out that day. So June 7th had a lot of great albums that come out that day. So I figured I'd throw that out there as well, since I'm into dates and trivia and all sorts of things like that. A little background on EPMD. They are from the Brentwood, New York, which is located on Long Island. Features two MCs by the name of Eric Sermon, also known as E or E Double, and Paris Smith or EPMD, who's also known as Parrish, the Mic Doc or the Microphone Doctor. Originally, their name was supposed to be EEPMD or Double EPMD, which is Easy Eric and Paris, the Microphone Doctor. Um, they narrowed it down to one E because it was way easier to say than two E's because EEPMD, that doesn't kind of sound right. And then with Easy Eric, we already did an album from another rapper who has a stage name Easy E, whose real name is Eric Wright. A lot of Erics in the hip hop game, so obviously they had to kind of go in a different direction since there was already an Easy E. That's a little bit of a background on their name. Um, and then the acronyms actually stands for Eric and Parrish Making Dollars. So EPMD. So that's a pretty clever name. So
And they kind of refer throughout the album still to themselves with that double E.
yeah. I mean, he still says double E, but then he doesn't say Easy Eric. At least I didn't hear it on this album. I mean, um, spoiler alert, I do want to listen to more of their music after reviewing this one. I had a real good time with this one, but um, yeah, for the most part, uh, I lost my train of thought. But where was I? Oh, one thing about their albums I noticed though, and maybe you read this when you were going through their discography. It business is in all their titles.
Yeah, I didn't see that in their discography, but I did see a clip of somebody describing Parrish, and they were like, even when this guy was 19, he was very mature. He was always all business.
Hmm.
So I guess they're very serious about the business side of this still.
Yeah. So strictly business was the first one. I could just run through it real quick. It's not very many. Unfinished business, their second one. Business as usual, their third one. Business never personal, their fourth one. Back in business, which was their fifth one after their short breakup. They've had two breakups, by the way. Out of business, which was their sixth one. We mean business, their seventh one, and their yet to be released album, Big Business, which is yet to come out yet. So if they do make another album, it will have the title, it will have the name Business in it. So I thought that was
I,
pretty unique.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool that they like have carried that theme. The closest I've seen that we've done so far is like Jay-Z where he does his volumes. Like
Hmm.
I haven't seen somebody carry throughout each album. That's really cool.
Pretty cool in terms of how they how they do that. So yeah, Eric and Parrish, they are pretty clever guys. So I mean, in terms of me listening to them, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said I "You Got to Chill" wasn't the first song I heard from them, or I remember hearing from them. I mean, it was. So I mean that one, and then um, when I started listening to hip hop, they had broken up. So like '97 with their fifth album, Back in Business. The song "The Joint," which I think is their biggest selling song to date, was very popular. So that was like the first like big memory I had of EPMD. The Joint. I haven't heard that album. Hopefully, I get to hear it one of these days. And as long as we keep doing the show, I mean, hopefully we will probably do another EPMD record at some point. I was a little disappointed when I saw the record sales, though. I thought this would have went platinum at least, but guess they didn't sell enough units or something. But it's a very good album. You can get it on CD, vinyl today if you want, or cassette. Maybe not cassette, but yeah, definitely vinyl and CD.
Yeah, I never heard them as a group, but I am familiar with Eric Sermon by himself
Mhm.
because I remember that song "Just Like Music." Like
Yeah.
that was a huge song in the 2000s, but I think this was the first time I actually heard their album or their music really.
And one of their associated acts, they did work with Method Man later on. So um, not Method, Red Man. Excuse me. Got to correct myself there. All right, so enough with the nostalgic memories on them. Let's see. So artwork, album artwork. What'd you think of it? What'd you make of it?
No, I really like this album cover. Three things. I
Hmm.
loved how colorful it was with the font, all the lights lit up behind them
Yeah.
on the mixing board, the computer, and the equipment. And I love the font. The font itself. There's something just so fun about the font and playful. Even though they're sitting there, they're not dressed very colorfully, and they
No.
don't look like they're playing at all.
No,
But they
not at
have
all.
the matching outfits, which I really like. But I think it's a really good album cover. It just reminds me of like fun or something.
Yeah, I think for me, it's pretty basic. Well, maybe not that basic, but it looks like they are about their business because they do look pretty serious in the album cover if you're looking at it. And then one thing I will say about EPMD, I believe they have one of the best logos in all of hip hop, maybe even all of music. I mean, it's a pretty iconic logo, and to this day, I think they've always run with it. So, because you see how like how some artists change their logos later on, or insignias, whatever you want to call it, whether it be Ice Cube, I know has changed it a few times. NWA had the same one, but they weren't. But they only had two albums, so they weren't out as long. So it's always good to see like a hip hop group or just any kind of group in general just use the same logo. I know Bone Thugs and Harmony at the top of my head. I know they still use the same one from their debut album. So the fact that I really do like their logo, I think it's one of the best ones in all of hip hop. So people can take a page out of their book and just you look at it, it just never gets old. So I really do like it. And then
I think I was gonna say I think there's something about like something that brings the core fans back when they have that continuity of even the name of the album, always putting business in it, always putting that logo on, even keeping the same two core members.
yeah,
It really brings people back and keeps them like in touch with the artist. I think that's very smart for branding purposes.
yeah, it is. So yeah, but for the most part, great cover. I mean, yeah, can't they really don't have anything bad to say about it. It's pretty basic. And anyway, so let's get down to the beats. If it's anything that really stood out on this album to me, anyway, was the production, and probably stood out to you as well. What were your favorite beats? Which ones did you like? I don't think there was really any bad ones. So yeah, which ones did you like the most?
Yes, they were all really good. I liked "You Gots to Chill." It had the more bounce to the ounce, and
Mhm.
I really liked "Let the Funk Flow." I really loved the guitar on that.
Yeah, that had a good.
Which ones did you like?
Well, I'm a West Coast guy when it comes to G Funk, but I will say this. Yeah, you guys should chill was a good one, but I was trying to look. I think they may have been like the first hip hop group to actually sample Zapp and Roger. I mean,
Oh, really?
because it did come out in '88, and then like if you do your history, like not a, like West Coast producers weren't using that kind of thing until the '90s. At least from what I mean, Dr. Dre wasn't using it during his NWA days. I want to say it was maybe Quick was the main one that really started using a lot more Zapp and Roger P Funk samples, and then soon after that, Above the Law started running with them as well, and so yeah. But so if anything, the first group to do it, and I mean, unless I'm wrong, was a hip hop group out of the East Coast. So if anything, they were more West Coast. If anything, before the West Coast was made its name with G Funk type samples and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another beat I really liked was Jane. I thought definitely using that Mary Jane beat and uh, what was I think it was another song. I don't have that song on me, but that I thought that was pretty cool as well. I've heard it in other hip hop songs as well, and then "It's My Thing." I thought was also a very good beat. Also, I got to shout out that beat. Also, that 7 minutes of funk sample by the whole darn family, really good. We've heard that beat, timeless. On it's been on used on a lot of songs. I think recently is even a Busta Rhymes song, but I know it's been used on a Jay Z song. If you're familiar with the rapper Drew Down, it was used on a song of his that was very popular in the mid '90s. So yeah, so it's been yeah, so a lot of beats on here have been used. We've probably heard elsewhere at some point. So if you're a beathead, I would definitely recommend listening to this album if you have not. Yeah, really good on the production. That definitely top five when it comes to production
Yeah.
that we've done so far on the show. So yeah, great beats. All right, let's get into the singles. Let's start with I'm Hausen. What were your thoughts on that one?
Um, the first thing I thought, I'm like, well, what is housing?
Yeah.
But it was a it was a pretty good song. I noticed that they said cast a spell upon a sucker like a witch Matilda, and I'm like, I'm like Matilda. I thought that didn't come out till 1996, but I looked it up, and I guess there was some cartoon called Witch Matilda.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the heck? And I heard them say "Cold Rock a Party," which
Cold Rock
honestly
Party. MC
I
Light.
yeah, I thought that was all her. So I'm like, okay. So there's a couple of things on here that I thought were like new in the '90s that were actually old. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think lyrically it's one of their better songs, but definitely I like the when PMD is like cooling at a party, no better yet a disco, hard feeling mellow from a bottle of a Cisco. So I thought that was a pretty cool one. And then, but yeah, just and then yeah, the Matilda part, deliver a rhyme like Federal Express. My intentions not to diss but impress. To see the EP double EMD, yes, the main event in concert, not worried about O's and booze because we do work. I thought that was pretty clever, and I like the shout outs at the end. My homeboy, Big Daddy Kane, Biz Marquee, DJ Kayla Boss, their producer, their scratcher. One thing I will say, very impressive album for having no features. So, it seems like every album that we do that has no features, you see the best of whatever group or artist comes out. None the limited features.
Yes. Another thing along those lines is albums with short track lists.
Yeah.
I just feel like the people who are willing to do the short track lists, it's almost like they have a different kind of confidence because
Mm.
the music is better. And the people who have like 25 tracks, maybe they're just kind of throwing everything
Yeah, you're
at the
bound.
wall.
You're bound to get. Yeah, I'm not saying all albums, but I mean, if you have 20 plus tracks on a single album, especially in this day and age, you're bound to get some filler. I mean, there's just no way around it, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, all right, but yeah, let's go with the second single, "Strictly Business." Now, this was a song beat I've heard many times. I love the "I Shot the Sheriff" sample that they used in that one. Music video I thought was kind of funny too. How that MC or Mac Sheriff, whatever they want to call him, I thought that was kind of a bit funny. But in terms of like lyrically, I thought they pretty much just introduce who they are and everything. Eric Sermon started out try to answer to the master or the MC rap artist. No joke on the lyric. It's hard to be modest. That definitely just setting the tone there, and then Parrish coming in, total chaos, no mass confusion, rhymes no hypnotizing, known to cause an illusion. So like a magician, he draws a rabbit out of a hat, son. I'm drawn like a 44 Magnum. So it's like, yeah, it's just like, I shot the sheriff, just, I thought it was pretty, cool. And then, um, yeah, and then that beat was also featured later on. Speaking of Warren G again, yeah, he actually had a song years later called I Shot the Sheriff. That beat was used for the remix of his version of it. So, but I mean, when I originally first heard the song, I thought it was called "I Shot the Sheriff," but I see they just, use the sample. But, what were your thoughts on "Strictly Business"?
Yes, it was pretty good. I noted that they had a few sci-fi things going on here.
Oh yeah,
Parrish says he says both of the sci-fi things. As a matter of fact, he says you now enter a dimension called the Twilight Zone, and then in the second verse he says, "Beam me up, Scotty. I control your body." So I really like that. And I liked when Parrish said, "If you want to battle, I highly recommend this. Bring your dog, bring your mom." mad because I'm strictly business.
Oh,
I thought that was pretty funny. Um, so it was pretty good, and the video was pretty funny. I noted that I kind of compared them to Run DMC
yeah,
and De La Soul. De La Soul was kind of going against the grain, like we don't want to wear gold chains and stuff
yeah,
like that. You know, they kind of went out of their way to dress down,
mm,
but these guys look like no, we're gonna wear we gonna wear these gold chains.
yeah.
So I thought it was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
gold chains were still big in the '80s. That's regardless of if De La Soul was wearing them or not. But at least still the late '80s. The '90s is when they started slowly going away. But yeah, yeah, they still were a big thing. I think 8 out of 10 rappers you would see probably had a gold chain on at some point. Well, at least during that time. Um, So then the last single we'll talk about, even though I have 4 singles for the, just time constraints, we're just gonna do three. You Got to Chill. Last single we'll talk about. I'll let you kick this one off. What were your thoughts on this one?
Yes, like I said before, I really like the beat. More bounce and
More
jungle boogie.
bombs. Yeah, yeah, Jungle Boogie. Yeah, it had quite a bit
Yeah,
of samples.
yeah, it was really good. I liked when one of them said, "I be the personal computer information on rap," and throughout the album they kind of make reference to making people dance. So he
Yeah,
says, "Take total control of your body and soul." And then at another point he says, "I keep their hands clapping, fingers snapping, feet tapping." So they really go out of their way. They really want to entertain. They really want to dance. So I thought it was pretty cool. What did you think of it?
I thought the song, great song. I like the part where, um, if I can find it. Can't find the lyrics here, but for the most part, yeah, the more bounce, I thought it was cool, like how they just went off that and just looped it, and then oh yeah, here we are. Well, the same lyrics that you were saying with I think it was Double E or Eric who said what do we want to call him? I be the personal computer information on rap, like the Biz Marquis says. I'll make your toes tap. I thought it was another homage to the Biz Marquis. And then um, also like when Eric also says, "Catch every word I'm saying. No, there's no delaying. Don't hesitate to motivate the crowd. I'm not playing. Seeing is believing. You catch my drift. Don't try to adopt because I'm just too swift." And then I like the whole Zorro reference too. I'm like Zorro. I mark an E on your back. I don't swing on no ropes or no iron cords. The only weapon is my rapping sword. So I thought that
And then
was pretty clever.
in the music video at that point, he actually dresses up in the Zorro costume.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of funny. Lyrically, they probably weren't, the best rappers. They kind of delivered their lyrics, at least during that time, like, a monotone kind of form. But some of the raps, some of the stuff they do say is pretty clever. So,
Yeah, yeah. I noted that they say they're very monotonous, but they're saying really exciting things in like
mm.
almost unexciting ways. But it's pretty cool.
All right. Anything else on this song? Are you ready to go on to our favorites?
Just on the music video, I
Mm.
I, I liked the music video. I liked how they had kind of the freezer theme
Oh
with
yeah,
the cold
you.
frosty breath, and they had a band playing in the freezer. The DJ had his equipment on ice, and I liked the random like man. It was like a random man in an all yellow sweatshirt or a sweatsuit, just dancing his ass off behind them. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a very good music video. So, um, yeah, very very clever, very very well done. With the whole chill theme and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool. All right, so favorites. All right, what do you got?
So you guys to chill.
Mm,
You're a customer, and the Steve Martin.
All right, we agreed on two of the three. Yeah, you got to chill was my top one. The other two I went with was "It's My Thing" and the Steve Martin. I couldn't resist it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with the "You're a Customer." I like the beat. I mean, that was also a good beat too. Dun 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 dun. But what'd you like about that song there?
Yes, I like the beat too. When they're like, "Time keeps on slipping, slipping."
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
really good, and
yeah. Great samples too.
I also yes, I also liked when he said, it's a dig'em smack. You smack me and I'll smack you back." Or he said, I'm sorry, he said it's like a dig'em smack. You
Hmm.
smack me and I'll smack you back. As Dig'em Frog was the mascot for Honey Smacks. I don't know if it
Yeah.
still is.
Uh huh.
I also liked when he said, "I get goosebumps when the bass line thumps." Um, I also like that, throughout the song, he's just kind of reminding the listener, like, you're the customer, I'm just trying to entertain you. And I really liked when he said, when I walk through the crowd, I see heads turning, I hear voices saying, "That's Eric Sermon," not only from the women but from the men. You know what, it feels good, my friend. So I like that he kind of gave people a peek into his life. And uh, the last thing I like is when he said, "The process of elimination is quite simple. Let you grow like a blackhead and pop you like a pimple."
One of the things I really like about this song is I just love how they go back and forth, just between the course or whatever, because you a customer. Some of the things that really pointed out to me during the song, I like in the first verse, Parrish's final part where it's like, "I'm the P double lead, the thriller of Manila, better known as the MC Cold Killer. PMD codes keeps the place jumping, and if not, then we feel like we owe you something." So I thought that was a pretty solid verse from PMD or Parish right there. But you know,
Yeah, I liked that part too.
yeah, that was a good part of the song. And I will talk about "It's My Thing." So first and foremost, great sample. And then just I like just lyrically, where is that lyric? Uh, I think it was right here. Um, mm, all right, yeah, I can't find the lyric. Is that the right song I'm on? Yeah, all right. I believe. Uh, I think there was a part in the song I can't find it at the moment, but they're talking about "Bruce, this cold one's for you" or something like that. I mean, I did. Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. I found it. Yeah, Paris says MC's cold clock until the party's through. Then they tap me on the shoulder and they say, "This bud's for you," and then "It's my thing." Goes into that sample there, and then yeah, drink Budweiser, cannot stand Miller. And he also talks about the whole, "Cause I'm the thriller of Manila, MC Cold Killer, drink Budweiser, cannot stand Miller." Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't know if you drink. Well, yeah, I think we've talked off air. And I know you don't drink beer much, but yeah, Miller is kind of at least between the three American beers, Budweiser, Coors, and yeah, Miller's definitely number three in my opinion. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then just they just explaining "It's my thing," and uh, Sam Sample's real good, and all that good. It was just for me. It was just kind of a hard song, not to not like it, I guess. And just I kind of think like if they did another video, I think it should have been for this song since it was a single technically. Do you have any thoughts on "It's My Thing"?
Yes, I liked when they were kind of stuttering. It's
Oh,
my thing. I like that part, and I felt like I heard James Brown when he's like, oh. I think that was him, so I like that part.
yeah, I think it
And
uses that sample there.
I like the part where he said, "To be a real MC, you can't be obedient. To be smooth is the main ingredient." I like that, and throughout the album, they're kind of mad at people who bite their rhymes or try to do it like them, and they're like, "It's all right if you bite, but don't recite because the rhymes are mine, and that ain't right." So I enjoyed
Yeah,
it. It was a pretty good song.
yeah, it was. The other songs it samples, "It's My Thing" from Marva Whitney for you sample heads out there, and "Different Strokes" from Syl Johnson also samples that too. So, and then I think there are a few more. "Long Red" by Mountain, and Pink Floyd's "Another Brick in the Wall" Part One. So it's quite a bit of samples we have here for that song. So pretty good. And then the song we both agreed on. I personally didn't think you would like this song that much. I really don't like. I'm really not a big dance guy, but I was just after hearing the song, I was just a little curious, so I just had to look it up. But yeah, the Steve Martin. So I guess first did this dance in this late '70s movie called The Jerk. I think I may have seen it like when I was younger. I know I haven't seen it recently. Looks like a pretty funny movie. If you guys are into Steve Martin, he has a lot of funny movies out there. I would definitely check it out. For actually a little bit of a trivia thing, it was his first movie too, when his first feature film actually when I was doing research. But I guess he did this dance called The Jerk or something, and then I saw this other YouTube video with someone like demonstrating the jerk, and then I guess he had done it in more than just that movie, but I think that's the first movie where everyone saw him do it. So I thought it was just pretty interesting because lyrically I was like whatever about the song. I mean I thought I was just going along with what they were saying. I'm like okay, the Pee Wee Herman. I remember the Pee Wee Herman. I know that was pretty popular, but um, yeah. So yeah, I did not know that Steve Martin had a song named after him for his clumsy '80s dance. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't think a whole lot of people perform it today. I mean, I barely keep up with dances today, whether it be the Dougie or the Superman, the Macarena, just to name a few. Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on the jerk? I'm not the jerk. The Steve Martin. Sorry.
Yeah. First, I was really kind of biased just because I like Steve Martin,
Yeah,
and
he's done a lot of good
I've
movies.
probably seen that. Yeah, I've probably seen that movie in the last year, so I was like, "What the heck?"
Oh,
The
so you
movie
have
is
seen it?
kind of a yeah, it's about like a white man who's like grows up in a black family, but he
Yeah, so I
doesn't
know
know
that
that.
much. He doesn't
Yeah,
know
he
or
doesn't
something.
know. Yeah, so his family finally breaks it to him, and he realizes, oh, that's why I haven't been able to dance, and he had to hear some classical music, and once he heard the classical music, he was completely on rhythm and everything. So it was a really funny movie. I like when they're kind of like bigging him up for this ridiculous dance. They say if you've seen the clumsy move, it was called the jerk. You had to check out Steve Martin as he started
Started
to
to
work,
work, yeah.
and they say sway your arms around your back, then across your chest, do the crazy leg sweep from right to left. It's the Steve. So it's really funny because they're kind of like cool and he's kind of like uncool, but they go and merge it. So
Yeah.
it's very funny.
Well, the thing is, I know EPMD. I know they probably. I mean, I didn't notice it in any of their music videos of anyone doing uh the Steve Martin, but yeah, but I mean, maybe if I watch some more of their music videos later on, you might see someone doing it. But the fact that they had this song, giving it up for Steve Martin, it's just pretty cool. Steve Martin should be should feel honored that a rap group that has a song, named after him. So No, he's like I said,
Yeah.
he's a pretty good actor. I mean, I watched him on that murder show on Hulu. I forget the name of it with Selena Gomez and Martin
Only
Short.
murders in the building.
Yeah, yeah. I watch that from time to time. I know my wife likes it too, so we watch that together sometimes. With Selena Gomez and Martin Short. So and then I guess one of my favorite Steve Martin movies, definitely Cheaper by the Dozen, and then the one with Queen Latifah. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, bringing down the
Yeah,
house.
bringing down the
My
house.
favorite, my favorite line from that is when he's like he's in love and he's trying to tell her in a black way that he's in love, and he's like, the cool points are out the window, and you got me all twisted up in the game. So yeah, just a really really funny guy and a
Yeah,
really funny song. I've never heard of people making a song based on a some crazy dancing actor did. So very unique.
yeah. And then another movie I like with him also had to be that one he did with John Candy. May him rest in peace, but it was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's a comedy from the late 80s, 87 to be exact. So I thought that was if you ever seen that movie, it's a pretty funny movie as well. Yeah, they both
I'll
were.
have to check that out. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's yeah. If you like to watch old like movies from comedies from like the 80s, I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you like Steve Martin. So yeah, that was one of my favorite 80s movies from him. So yeah, but yeah, that I mean, I was like, is this song about a dance really going to be one of my favorite tracks? I just kept listening to it. It's just like, yeah, I'd be lying to myself if it wasn't. So even though I don't dance like that, but it's a pretty interesting song to listen to. I mean, I don't think it's aged poorly at all, personally, but I mean, I think it's a
Yeah.
pretty catchy song. So maybe the dance has, but I think the song is still very listenable. If I'm just being honest. All right. Enough with the Steve Martin talk, but yeah, those are our three picks. Okay, so there was expansion, the 25th year anniversary expanded edition. It had a couple songs on there, like some acapellas. If I can just let me. I know. Wait, I know I had the thing up a minute ago. All right, there we go. Mm, well, no. Let me see. Let me look for the. I thought I had the thing up, but. All right, here we are. We'll just do it off the website here. Don't want to open up my Spotify. It's been acting kind of weird lately, but but let's see. I know it had a few acapellas.
The entire album.
Well, no, not the entire album, but it was. See discography. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Sorry, folks. I will be more prepared next time. If you are watching or listening. All right, here we are. I guess I just had to type it in. All right, so it has 5 additional tracks. I'm housing the UK mix. You got to chill 2 versions of that, the dub version, pre capella also, and then you're a customer that has a dub version of that, and then it's my thing, dub version. So I did not get a chance to listen to the expanded edition, but it looks like there's no like other additional songs. So definitely check it out. It's on Spotify at least. I'm pretty sure it's on Apple Music as well. wherever you get your streaming services, wherever you stream your music at. And then for recommendations, I know they also shouted out Big Daddy Kane and Biz Marquee, so definitely check stuff out from them as well. But the things I got listed, I just tried to stick what was uh, hot in 1988 from some of the guys and some other rappers in that region. Eric B and Rakim's second album, Follow the Leader, actually came out that next month in 1988. Slick Rick, the Great Adventures of Slick Rick, that came out in November of '88, and we'll be doing albums from them very soon. So just be on the lookout for those. Eric B and Rakim, Slick Rick, great albums. We'll be doing from them, and then last album I want to recognize is something that came out earlier that year. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Princes. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. We did that on episode 25. Yeah, I put the episode on the outline this time because I didn't want to be going back and forth. So, all right. So, final thoughts on this album. Taking any of these tracks back to your playlist, never listening again. What are your thoughts? I think you'd be a
um,
fool not to listen again, but I think.
I think I'll listen again. I'll take back "You're a Customer" and a Steve Martin, um, and I would recommend it if nothing else for the beats.
Yeah. It was a very well produced album. Definitely up there with the one we did from Above the Law, Never Missing a Beat. That was probably definitely top five in terms of produced albums. For me, um, pretty much the whole album. Like the only song I really didn't really care for too much was DJ Kayla Boss, and that was just their DJ, showing their skills, producer of the album. So that makes sense. But otherwise, I don't think there was really a bad song on here. I'm just a little shocked that it went gold, not platinum. And in terms of songs I'll take back pretty much most of the album. Strictly Business, Some Housing, Let the Funk Flow. That was a good song too. You Got to Chill. It's My Thing. You're a Customer. Of course, the Steve Martin. Get Off the Bandwagon. And Jane, I thought was a pretty interesting song as well. So I'll probably, yeah, it was such a good album. Highly consider it getting on vinyl. That's how much I was entertained by it. It really blew me away. In terms of like top five albums, I know we're going to be talking about this soon. And, I would definitely keep it to albums I have not heard. This definitely would go like in the top five for me that we've done, maybe even top three. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it really surprised me. It took me by storm. So I was like, yeah, great. Better than what I thought it was going to be. And it only went gold, which is why I'm still a little disappointed. All right, guys. So let us know what you guys think of EPMD Strictly Business in the comments. What tracks did you like? What tracks did you not like? Did you have it on CD, vinyl, cassette? Yeah, let us know. For Netta, aka Wondrous Net, I'm Justin. To all for you fools, saying thank you for watching, thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one. Later.